itch, whatever you gotta do. Hit him with the wave. A lot of you fellas are dealing with patches. Get out. You're my light right now, son. You are the light. You feel me? You know what I mean? You are the light. You know, the light be beaming off of you too. You know. So shout out to my son. A lot of you guys are dealing with patchiness, and I'm getting this question. I'm dealing with patchiness. So let me go over 6 ways. These are some things that you guys can do that is practical stuff you can do at home. I'm here on Facebook and I'm live right now. There's some practical things that you can do. 6 ways testosterone can increase beard growth naturally. That's what I wrote down. All right. And then we can do some questions later. Right. So let's get in right into it. And I have some not only am I going to talk about it, this isn't pseudoscience. We're not doing pseudoscience. This is backed up by some schools, colleges, universities, and so forth. So you guys can go and do the math at your own leisure. But a lot of fellas, I'm getting the same question with everybody, and I constantly get it. I get it all the time. And my man Josh, we just did a video on a way that you can increase your testosterone. You can increase your testosterone. We just did a video. I don't know how many of you have gone to see the video and watched it. But if you guys haven't gone to see the video and watched it, then if that's just it's gonna be on you guys to do the work. We can share the knowledge, but you got to do the work. If you're not gonna do the work and you want to see some adequate beard growth, some substantial beard growth, then you got to put the work in. Beard oil, beard balm, which you can get at blackmensgrooming.com. blackmensgrooming.com. Go ahead and pick up your Mr. Kit. Can help from a topical standpoint, but if you don't take care of your body and really make sure that your engine is right, then at the end of the day, you're gonna have an uphill battle. It's gonna be a struggle because it's like you want something, but you don't want. But we got to do the work. I mean, it just goes hand in hand. If you want to win a championship, you got to put in a championship work. That's just, there's no way around it. So I just want to say that make sure you guys visit blackmensgrooming.com. I'm gonna throw that out there because I know somebody's gonna ask me, hey, where can I find these products? blackmensgrooming.com. I know someone's gonna ask me, man, listen, my beard is patchy on one side or it's growing. It's growing a little bit more on one side than the other. I get these questions all the time, and I would say this. I'm gonna share this information right now. A lot of people say, oh man, it's genetics. Beard growth is genetics, it's genetics. Like, you throw that word out there and it's super ambiguous because it can like lead to a person thinking or believing that, oh man, if it's genetics, life is over. You know what I mean? Like, it sounds defeated. I don't know. That's where it comes across. Maybe the person doesn't mean it, and I'm sure they don't, but it comes across like that, and it's very ambiguous. Like, what does that mean? There's so much data out there that shows that the expression of your genetics can change, i.e. epigenetics. So let's kind of just break it all down. Guys who have full, thick beards, they produce testosterone. They produce a high level of testosterone. When they produce a high level of testosterone produces what they call DHT. Testosterone is great for priming the follicle. DHT is great for linear beard growth. Without testosterone, there's no DHT. That's just what it is. So when you're producing a lot of testosterone, then your body, what happens is that your body begins to process that, and then now you have guys who have thick and full beards because they have a high level of testosterone, and their bodies are able to break it down, produce get the hormone up and turn it into, hair growth. All right. Now, on the flip side of that, you have someone who has a low level of production of testosterone. Well, it's going to be super hard for your body to stimulate any growth if the levels are low. It's just like it's very hard for you to go 8 miles in your car when you only have 2 miles worth of gas. It won't work. So that's what it is. It comes down to your testosterone and your DHT levels. Just starting off with that. There's other things behind it, but let's just start off with that. If you have low levels of testosterone, then of course your body production will not produce the way it needs to produce versus someone who has a high level of testosterone, i.e. you get to people say, oh, it's genetics. That's what they really mean. But we all know that there's this thing called epigenetics. Epigenetics mean that you can change your genes based on your environment, the expression of your genes. Now, this is for guys who are having patchy beards or having issues with beard growth, in terms of like, hey, my beard is plateaued, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Then these are some things that you can do to increase your testosterone. Now that we've kind of said we focused on testosterone, these are things to increase beard growth naturally. Number one, sleep. Sleep is an epidemic in the United States. I don't know if it's any other country, but it is a sleep epidemic. It has been approved by the University of Chicago. They did a study back in January 2003, between January 2003 and September 2009. They did a study with these men, and the study was basically men who had about 7 to 8 hours, or 6 to 8 hours of sleep. 7 to 8 hours of sleep, and then, or 7 to 9 hours, of sleep, and then men who had less than 5 hours of sleep. There was a distinct difference in testosterone production. Again, you can go look this study up. University of Chicago. It's a well-known university, well-respected university. They show a direct link in the lower the amount of testosterone. We good money? Put 3 more minutes on it. My son is learning how to bake. Put 3 more minutes on your clock, son, before you take it out. So I'm parenting, teaching, and making sure the house don't go up in flames. All right. So this is why it's important. Kids are not learning how to bake and how to do it in a safe way, but we're going to teach. We all going to learn out here. Sleep. We got to get sleep. It's an epidemic. This whole thing, sleep when sleep when you die, or hustle and no sleep. That's just so crazy. That's crazy talk. That's crazy entrepreneur blow up talk. And people talk about, oh, you got to hustle. You don't sleep. Don't sleep. Yeah, okay. All right. Take that advice if you want to. Not only is it not great, not just from a testosterone standpoint, but your stress levels goes up. When your stress level goes up, your blood vessels constrict, which reduces the amount of vitamins and nutrients that can get to your to your hair follicles, to your beard follicles. So again, there's an issue with that. These are studies that they've done these studies. All right. So sleep when you die. I used to hear that all the time. And to be honest with you, at one point I believed that, but I don't believe it no more, because the more we know, the more we grow. Number 2, eat food. You gotta eat healthy food. Eat healthy. Twizzlers is not going to do it. M&M's, Skittles, Snickers, Kit Kats, that stuff is not going to do it. It's not going to do it. You need high quality foods. You got to eat high quality foods. Number 3, and my man Joshua, we just did a video on today about how to an exercise to help increase your testosterone, resistant training. You got to get in the gym and do some resistant training in order to produce and increase your testosterone levels. It's going to take work. I'm in the gym early in the morning, take my son to school, feed him, and I get here and I'm busting my butt studying and putting in the work in terms of the business. So I know we all can do it, and I pick him up and I'm back to work and a whole bunch of other things. So we got to get in the gym, or we got to, get some weights, go get some weights, and you can be at home doing some squats. Number 4, consume protein. So yeah, take it out, son. Remember how I taught you? Okay, take the step. First, you got make sure you turn off the oven first. All right, consume protein. So protein. If you're a vegan, you can get protein. You can get protein powder. If you're not a vegan, of course, everybody know where they can get some protein from. Polyunsaturated fatty acids. The Asian Journal Andrology did a test. They showed that omega-3s help to increase testosterone. Again, this has been a study. They showed monounsaturated fatty acids. That is avocados, olive oil, olives, almonds, just to name a few. You got to consume those things. And fruit. You got to get your carbs in. Fruit. I'm not talking about bread. I'm talking about fruit. Begin to get these things in. Now, if you're not able to get your omega-3s in effectively, you can get some fish oil. Okay, fish oil. But let's just say, hey, B, I'm a vegan or a vegetarian. Then you can go straight to the source. You can go to the same place that the fish get their omega-3s from. They get it from algae. That's what they eat, algae, right? So you can go to the store and get algae omega. This is for vegetarians and vegans. Make sure you use 2 hands, son, okay? And make sure you turn off the oven, okay? So matter of fact, turn off the oven, let it cool down, and then we get right back to it. Make sure you guys get your fruit in. Make sure you get your vitamins. That's why this is super important. And number 5, supplement. Supplementation is super important to maximize your minerals and vitamins, because we're not getting our minerals and vitamins on a day-to-day basis. So when we're eating, we're not getting it, all our minerals and vitamins through our food. So what do we need to do? We need to fill in those holes with supplementation. Get some great supplements to fill in for what you're not getting on a day-to-day basis. And number 6, herbs. You can get it. You can get some herbs such as ginger. I love ginger. One of my favorite. The African Journal of Traditional Complementary Alternative Medicines stated that ginger, they did a test with ginger and cinnamon, and they showed how they did a test where they show how testosterone was increased when using ginger. These are all tests. Now, to go back to the Asian Journal Andrology, okay, you good? You A1 money? Good. The Asian Journal Andrology, to skip around real quick, you had about 3 or 4 doctors, PhD from Harvard. Everybody respects Harvard, right? So they were part of that. But going back to the last one, number 6, ginger. Again, this is how you're able to increase your testosterone naturally. Those are 6 ways. 6 ways. If you guys are doing that on a consistent basis, then we need to figure something else out. And if you're not getting results, I'm not talking about a week. Oh, I've been doing it for a day. I've been doing it for 30 days. You got to be doing this consistently, because if we haven't been doing it consistently, then it just doesn't change overnight. That's just how it works. So for everyone who's had a question about how to increase growth, how to increase thickness, things of that nature, because your beard may not be hitting its potential. That's why I always say the potential, because you don't know what your beard potential is if you're not doing these things in order to get it there. So if you guys have a patchy beard, you don't know what your beard potential is. You can be leaving a lot of money on the table, a lot of opportunity on the table to increase your beard growth. But if you're not putting in the work, then it is what it is. You're going to be bouncing around from thing to thing, thinking like, oh, this doesn't work. When a lot of this stuff is just the 6 natural things that you can just do. That's super practical. And it's supported by some of the respected universities around the world and journals. Now with that said, if you guys follow that, testosterone, DHT, increase growth, beard thickness. That's why some have it and some don't, because some have high testosterone and some have low testosterone. And depending on the sensitivity of your body, if your body is, the sensitivity of your body's super sensitive to testosterone is going to grow thicker, fuller. If it's not, and you have low testosterone, then, it won't. So you got to increase your, the first thing you want to do is increase your testosterone. So let's get to the root of it. So now you guys have a greater understanding, and now you guys have some work you guys can put in. So if you got questions about any beard growth, I just told you 6 things you can start working on today. You can go to, if you want to get some beard care products, go to blackmengrooming.com, and there's a plethora of beard care products at your fingertips. It's super, super easy. It's not hard. I mean, to go in there, blackmensgrooming.com. All right, questions. Any question? Hit him with the wave. Appreciate everybody for coming on. I appreciate each and every one of you. Any questions? Bam, there you go. Go to blackmensgrooming.com. Gerard, Remy, Shanks. Maybe off topic, but I'm just tuning in. But I can't get mine to grow full underneath my neck. If you got hair underneath your neck, start focusing on those 6 things that I just shared with you. Those are 6 things that you can do right at your fingertips. So a lot of times people, we're we doing a lot of things that counteract that. Bam. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not knocking, like, whatever you guys want. If you want to drink, you want to smoke, if you don't want to sleep, you want to be up 24/7. I mean, that's your prerogative. It's your life. You can do whatever you want to do. I'm just giving you the information, and then you can kind of take the information and apply it to what you see as applicable to you, and whatever is not applicable, then you can just toss it to the side. Let me see. Am I able to scroll up? What about, it's the same thing. This is not just beard. This is hair as well. It's hair. Now, let's just say, if you don't have any follicles and your follicles are gone, meaning that a lot of these things are preventive, meaning, it's like, if you already at, and this, no disrespect to anybody, or, this may be sensitive to, but if you at stage 4 cancer where it's like, it's too late, right? Like, we are already in that space. But if you can prevent it, if you can take preventative measures before it gets to a place to where you don't have no follicles, your follicles has miniaturized and they're practically dead because we didn't do all the things prior to be preventive, then there's no coming back from that. But these are ways to take more of a preventative step. I'm more of a preventative. I'm taking more of a preventative approach. So if it's your hair, if you're thinning, your hair is thinning, if you are, all these things. My beard is super full, but my hair is thinning. It's a difference because it seems like there's a million variables. Yeah. Well, your beard is growing because of what they call DHT, right? Because they say DHT, right? Now, on the flip side of that, right? On the flip side, they say DHT makes your hair go bald, right? And they say, oh, don't use DHT blockers, right? And that can help your hair from thinning. Well, if it was that easy for LeBron James, don't you think he would have just bought like a $20 to $30 bottle of that? He got the money. He wouldn't have to go get the transplants. He got all the resources in the world. So that only leads me to believe, and I was just studying with my man, Dr. Minister Inky, that it's deeper than rap. It's deeper than that. You got to go a little bit deeper. So we got to take a look at, a lot of things. One being, stress levels. What's your stress levels? Matter of fact, DHT, I just talked to my son today. You got to ask the question, well, how do you get DHT? DHT, this is how DHT, this is going back to your question. Man, going back to your question, D. I'm trying to get the light. I'm trying to get my light right. I'm glad you answered that question. All right. So just to answer your question really quick. So for example, D, the question is, a lot of times people are like, man, it's DHT, androgen, baldness, whatever. Like, DHT makes your beard grow. DHT makes you go bald. But why is DHT creeping up on in your hair follicles? Why? That's the question that I'm asking, right? So if you go a little bit deeper, a lot of that has to do with what? The reason why, and there's a study, because I was going to talk about this on a separate video and provide a study. That way, anybody who want to go ahead and just kind of just verify, you can go and verify this. The reason why DHT creeps up on your head is because of estrogen levels, right? Our estrogen levels. And what DHT, nothing comes from nothing. I don't think, I believe in God. I don't think God does any, he doesn't create anything for no reason. There's a reason behind everything. That's just my belief, or a higher power, whatever your belief is. But this is just me. There's nothing from nothing. There's always a reason for something else. The reason why you got DHT, that people, not you, but people who have DHT and they're thinning, going bald, or they have gone bald and the DHT have taken over is because of what? The estrogen levels. And what the DHT's job is to try to stabilize the estrogen levels that's on top of your hair. That's the reason why DHT is coming up there talking about, yo, what's up? So it's a gang. It basically coming in to police the joint because you got your estrogen levels trying to gang bang, and and DHT has to increase, right? DHT has to increase because everywhere else on our hair and our body, DHT is helping us grow. All of a sudden now it's the problem to our hair falling out. No, it's because of estrogen levels. So you got to reduce your estrogen levels. The DHT is there to police it and to level everything out. That's the reason why the DHT is there. It's getting to the root. So then you be like, well, where's all these estrogen levels are coming from? The increase in estrogen levels. Well, one of the places that we all know is soy. Man, some of us like soy sauce. Some of us like a lot of our products, box products, sauces that we like, that we so much love. Check the back. A lot of us eating ramen noodles. Check the back. It's gonna have soy in it. A lot of us like going to eat, like to eat, the Chinese restaurant has soy. Soy increases estrogen levels. And a lot of our foods has estrogen levels in it. So that's the reason why. I'm glad you asked that question, because you just kind of just made me go there. Just had me think, had to rock my brain a little bit. So if you decrease your estrogen levels and increase your testosterone and because you're gonna have DHT. It's not the DHT, it's the amount of DHT. It's because everything is not leveled. It's no different than a vehicle. If your joint is not level, something is gonna blow a gasket. Something's gonna happen to the engine. So that's the core reason why, D. That's the core. Get to the root. You can solve everything else. That's the core reason why. And so a lot of times, and not only that, let's say if your hair is thinning right here, right? Well, right here, you got small capillaries right here. We all do. Small capillaries. So when you stress, right? Life, we stress. Life happens, right? When you stress, one thing happens. Your blood vessels contract. Boom. All of a sudden now, because the capillaries are so small already, you're not getting no type of nutrients, minerals to those follicles. So then all of a sudden, boom, those miniaturize. Your hair begin to fall out. It's super easy. The second thing, we like getting a lineup, we like getting the shape up. Right. So when you go get a lineup or a shape up, what happens? You got clippers and you got a razor that's lining your joint up. Well, that's peeling off a layer of your skin. Believe it or not, right? We all have gotten cut. You know what I mean? That's evident. This is no diss to any barber out there, not at all. But I'm just telling you, that's just what happens. So then once the layer of the skin, now you're getting exposed to different types of bacteria, which your skin is what? Your skin is made to what? Protect you. The first layer of your skin, the dermis, is what? To protect us. It has bacteria, but it has the bacteria that's there. But then foreign bacteria comes on there, and all of a sudden, Not only that causes the issue, but then you get alcohol and you put alcohol on the line. Poof. Now you dehydrate and accelerate the issue, right? Because not only you expose, but also you put alcohol. And in each follicle, at the base of a follicle, there's this medium gel. And what that does is that medium gel is the bridge. So your minerals and vitamins can walk across, so to speak, to your follicle, to your hair. Boom. So you can get what? The minerals and vitamins. But once you put the alcohol on it, boom, you dehydrate it, boom, it's gone. So now you're not even getting the minerals and vitamins. Man, this is stuff that, man, we just not, nobody's telling us this stuff, man. And these are our grooming practices that we do, and we don't even think about it. It blew my mind when I read this stuff. So these are just grooming practices, man. And I said this in other videos. It's our grooming practices that are causing a lot of our issues. And, you know, of course, a whole bunch of other things. But good question, though. Man, D over here asking some deep questions. Will going vegan improve beard growth? Being vegan, it's not going to coincide. It's not going to have too much of a, if you go vegan or if you don't go vegan, like that's not really, to be honest with you, as long as you're getting your polyunsaturated fats, your protein, your monounsaturated fats, you're eating your fruits, you're supplementing, you're getting your herbs in, you're getting your sleep. Because if you go vegan and you're not getting all the nutrients that you're getting, which a lot of times people, when we go vegan, we don't get a lot of the nutrients, right? When you're going vegan, you don't get it because a lot of times you don't got a dietitian to help you through that journey, or someone who is an expert to help you through the vegan journey. So to make sure that you're getting all your supplementation, all the supplements, minerals that you need. So, it helps to enhance your skin. Your skin becomes a lot clearer. You know, I get, you know, for me, it did, at least my experience was. And so if your skin is healthy, your beard is happy. But again, you know, if you're not doing all the other things, then it can have a adverse effect. If you're not getting all the vitamins as a vegan, which typically happens to a vegan, you're not getting all the vitamins, then it could have an adverse effect. Like just as much as if you're not a vegan and you're not getting all the vitamins and minerals and you got bad, healthy grooming habits, it can have an adverse effect. So those are things that I would share with you guys. Boom, hit them with the wave. Ooh, bam, hit it back. Boom. You guys got to see the light a little bit. Give me the light. And late, what was X? Yup, it was. Yup. Can it be that a person might just have a slower growing beard? Yes. Well, a slower growing beard is what? How sensitive you are to testosterone. It goes right back to going right back to the root. How much testosterone you have, how sensitive your receptors in your body are to the testosterone. If it's on a max, it's going to grow faster. If it's on a max, it's going to grow thicker. If it's not on a max, then it's going to grow at a different rate, depending on, you know, if your testosterone is on a, you know, if it's in the NASCAR or if it's in like, you know, whatever lane it may be. So everybody's beard going to grow at a different rate. You know, it will. Everybody's not going to grow at the same speed. How often? I don't know what that man said. Mr. W. James Gary says, don't lean on that song because it's going to fall. Thank you. How often should you get a trim if you're growing your beard? That's going to depend on your beard goals. Always going to depend on your beard goals. There's not like a set number because everybody's different. Some people work in corporate America. Some people want that carved look. Some people want a natural. You know, some people are not touching their beard it's just so many. I mean, that's, you know, it's tough to say that. It's going to based on what's your individual goal. If, you know, whatever your individual goal is, then that's going to set you know, that's going to tell you exactly how often you should get a trim. Yo, let's get this dude out of here. Boom. Hit him with the bam. I'm 5 months in growing my beard and it's about 2 inch thick. I'm doing my own. can I trust? I mean, you gotta, I mean, trusting anybody is like communication first and foremost. Corey got that new album coming out. Corey, man, when's the new album coming out, bro? Oh, Beard Combs coming in 1st of May. 1st of May. Check out my man Corey. Got a beautiful, beautiful voice, family. Waiting for that album, bro. Or did I miss it? So how do you reverse that right away? Reverse what? What are you trying to reverse? If you're trying to reverse the thinning of your hair, well, one of the things, I mean, a couple things. I did a video on this too. I did 2 videos on this on my YouTube channel. So these are things that I've talked about. But just to name a couple things really quick, go to my YouTube channel. But I'm just gonna say 2 things that you can do. But this is not just these 2 things. Go to the YouTube channel. It's gonna tell you a whole bunch of other things. 1. Get you some, this is for if you thin on your hair, get you some peppermint oil, right? Peppermint oil has been a study. Peppermint oil, encourages growth, right? So I've done 3 videos on this, like thinning but I've done 3 videos talking about peppermint oil in some shape or form on my YouTube channel, Black Men's Beard. And Jamaican black castor oil. Why? Jamaican black castor oil is a great anti-inflammatory, has great anti-inflammatory properties. So those 2 you can just start with. There's a list of things that you can do. I got 2 videos that I've done specifically on thinning the hair. And then at the end of the day, man, you're going to have to ask yourself, you know, do I want to look, you know, how good do I want to look? Do I want that lineup every week? You know, you may have to, you know, you're going to have to figure out how often you want to get that lineup. Definitely don't use no alcohol ever again. That is a no-no. Don't do that alcohol. So hit him with the wave. Sorry, I miss everybody who hit me with the wave. Because I got my man. Okay, my goal is to have a beard as long as yours. The thickness is dear. Will Johnson, what's up? Man, what's up on Facebook? We got Facebook here, maybe off top. Okay, we already talked about that. Any other questions? What time is it, Martell?
7:44.
All right, we about to get out of here in like 2 minutes. When it's 7:46, tell me, because we're going to be gone, all right? All right, so any other questions before we get out of here? We just went through 6 ways that you can increase your testosterone levels naturally, and you got to begin to start at the root. Start at the root. This is not pseudoscience. This is supported by data, and you can verify it out, you know, Google search it, and that way you can get your own data and your own information, and that can help you solidify, just in case if, you know, you may be that type of person, which is nothing wrong with that. Always verify it. Absolutely. All packages have been shipped as of to date. So thank you for everybody who's been patient. Appreciate that. Well, hey, man, we're going to get it right, man. We're going to get right. You know what I mean? We're going to get it right. Any other questions? Questions. So with that said, this your boy B with the beard. And I'm only 4 months in, but I have good growth. I just can't be as active as others. It's not about comparing how active you are as others, man. It's about doing what you can do. You know what I'm saying? That's really it's all about. It's all about improving. And you may not do it all 6 of these at one time. You know what I mean? It's going to take work, especially if this is not something that we do on an everyday basis. It takes work. I'm working on sleep. I wasn't getting sleep. It would be 24 to 48 hours. I wasn't sleeping. I was looking horrible. You know what I mean? I wasn't in the gym like I should have been. But I'm focusing on those things. You know what I'm saying? I'm focusing on those things. I'm meditating and reducing my stress. It's a process. Step by step, we get ahead. Like Charlie Munger said, step by step, we get ahead, but not necessarily in fast spurts. So that's how it works, man. Bam. Hit everybody with the wave. Boom. So if you guys just tuning in, I just went over 6 ways testosterone can increase beard growth naturally. And that's the root of all of our, when people talk about genetics, that's an ambiguous word. Let's get to the real facts. What is that? What does that mean? I want to know what that means. So I hear that all the time, but I don't really know what that means. Like, that can mean anything. And it's a thing called epigenetics. So it's just new studies, man, new stuff coming out. We evolving, man. And I think at the end of the day, man, as long as we begin to work towards, only get sleep, I'm confined to bed, brother. Got you. I understand. Got you. Like I said, man, all we can do is step by step, man. We can work on what we can work on. And at the end of the day, it's a mindset to get better. And that's really, at the end of the day, what this is all about. Living a higher quality life. Man. So, I don't know. Why am I drawing like that? All right. I appreciate each and every one of you. We're about to get off of this thing. Go ahead. If you just chiming in, go watch the beginning of this video, of this live video. We just put down some great information. Great information. Okay. And that's it. Make sure you guys go to blackmensgrooming.com, pick you up some Mr. Grooming product, and begin applying that, because again, you're gonna need that shine, that glow. You're gonna need that glow too. Summer's about to get hot. Thank you guys for tuning in. All right. Let me see. Oh, yeah, I forgot I was on my iPhone. Let's see. Hopefully, let me save this. If not, I gotta go. I gotta do it another way. But yeah, man, I appreciate each and every one of you. Hey, man. Darius, appreciate the question, man. I'm glad you asked that question, because I be having so much information. I be forgetting. I truly be forgetting things. But peace and light to each and every one of you. This your boy B with the beard. It's all in the info, man. The more we know, the more we grow. All right? Salute.